Hello, my lovely starborns. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to day two of the Lionsgate Portal Healing Transmission and Reading, which will be at the end of the transmission, of course. And if you want to jump directly to the reading, you're most welcome to do so. But just know that the reading is actually based on the transmission, so you will be actively participating even by watching the video, the reading. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now, uh, I've already set the symbols. I've opened the channels. So let's connect now. Dear Holy Spirit, angels and guides, my star ancestors, beings of light and love, Mother Goddess Oseth, I welcome your presence here. Please help me transmit the healing energy to the ones who are watching this. Let's connect my higher self to your higher self, dear viewer, my lovely starborns, and the ones who will find this. My intentions are pure. This is for your highest good, for our highest good, for my highest good. This transmission is focused on healing your sacral chakra. I'm incorporating elements of different healing modalities, which I've learned in the years that have gone by, and what is being channeled through me. I like to call them light codes. To be more specific, I like to call them Osset light codes. I specifically ask my Syrian guides as well as my Orion guides to come together for this transmission. Let's clear the space. All right, so let's start with the reading. So let's see. I will be using the archetype deck. Oh, the sage is burning bright today. Like, ooh, it's thick smoke. Okay, a lot of clearing, a lot of clearing. Hmm. I focused on emotional healing today. I actually used the power symbol for that, even though I usually don't. But yeah, that came through. Anyway, so let's start the reading. I just saw the maiden, so of course I will be pulling out 7 cards from the archetype deck. So let's see, how is this year's portal, the 888 portal, supporting you? And then what it is that you need to leave behind, what it is that you need to take forward with you, how is 88 portal will change you, and then what is being activated for you, how to move through this portal with grace, and a very supportive message from the Syrian and the Orion guides. Okay, final shuffle. You're ready. Let's see. Okay, how is this portal supporting you? The underworld. Oof. The sacral chakra, it represents the womb, the void, the primal waters. It's a very dark place in a way. Kind of reminds me of the underworld. And these bugs, they kind of look like the carnelian crystal. Oh, yeah, it's not even in the frame. Sorry. See, look at that. And that's 48. What are you leaving behind? The hunter. Okay, let's keep it here. Yeah. All right, it's better now. Let's see. What it is that you're taking forward with you, the flame. Very fiery cards for some reason. How is this portal changing you? The cave, yeah. Fire and darkness, light and fire, fire and light. That's the theme here. What is being activated for you? The shapeshifter. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's a very fun reading. I can see that already. And how to move through the portal with grace. Wow, Eros. I mean, we're talking about the sacral chakra. Hmm. Okay, and a supportive message from the Orion and Syrian guides. The dead end. It's right next to the underworld, actually. Very interesting reading. And overall energy, the gem. Oh my god, are you seeing the imagery? It's so similar, especially here, and then here, and then all your cards are hinting towards one thing in particular, which is that of breaking out of the darkness and coming to the light. And it's also telling me that there are certain ways of being, certain ways of feeling things, certain ways of doing things, which are absolutely leaving your space, your mind, your body. And remember, we're talking about your emotional auric body because we are tapping into the sacral space, yeah? So there's this energy of sacredness, and sacredness is happening through a sacrifice. So if you are at that point in your life where you're sacrificing something, okay, also there's this energy of saving grace that is coming in very strongly, where you all saved yourself from being a sacrifice. I pick up on this predator energy. Like there was a part of you that was being hunted, and that is what you're leaving behind. This energy, that this hunt has come to a final end, like once for all. So okay, so many of you, this is connected to the energy that you have picked upon due to all the connections you've been in, all right? Especially emotionally charged connections. So, of course, I'm talking about your relationships, especially the ones where you were intimate with others, right? So, some of you, it's very important that you abstain from sex, especially if you've been active lately, because it's also taking me to that particular energy that if you understand the nature of ascension, especially if you've been like sexually active with multiple people and you are put on this ascension path, I mean, it is unavoidable that you have to go through that phase of celibacy. It's actually a very clear sign. It's kind of like a litmus test. Have you been put on a path of celibacy? Whether you chose it consciously or it just happened, whatever is the case, it's a must. It's a must. There is no two way about it. I seeing this energy here, this the smog, yeah, the smog and counterpart energy is coming in for a reason because many of you are supposed to be in a counterpart connection. And oh, okay, yeah, okay, the whole deck is here. I thought, what is this? Why there's so many cards here? I totally like lost track. And I want to say that if you are not on the celibate path and it's triggering you, then there's definitely something there for you, okay? And it's not forever, but it's a very crucial part when it comes to the journey of ascension because it has something to do with the nature of the 3D reality, okay? Because we tend to hold things in our energy field, especially more so in the physical sense, right? And the lower chakras, which is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, these are connected to your physical, emotional, as well as mental body. Root chakra is connected to the physical, very physical, and sacral is connected to the emotional. So again, it's very watery. It's very choppy waters too. It's not always easygoing energies. The waters, I mean, look at the oceans, the rivers, the whatever. The waters are I'm hearing crazy. You guys, you have to understand that this is a very crucial time globally, at the collective level, yes. Individually, what is happening in your life, nothing is a coincidence, nothing is random, okay? I never believe in randomness of anything. Nothing is random in my word. So look into your temptations, look into what needs to be really transformed, what needs to be changed, what needs to be looked into deeply, because this underworld, this dead end energy, the cave energy. This is calling for deep introspection and deep emotional release. My feminines out there, look into womb clearing. With the smoke here, steaming the yoni, it's coming in. So look into that. Also with the selenite. Selenite is very purifying. Regardless of your gender, use this beautiful crystal for purification purposes. Selenite charges the crystals, right? It's used as a charging plate. Look into its healing properties. But yeah, you have to kind of keep it away from water because it dissolves it. Okay, so I have not done this for the root reading, but today I'm being guided to. So this is going to be a bit longer, but we really have to look at this energy because there is this emphasis on a total change when it comes to how you deal with your emotions. And there is definite clearing that is needed in this space, for sure, because many of you, this is where you are holding energy of others, attachments of this life as well as past life. That's the energy here. I'm not gonna lie, it is here, very much so. Show me the underworld. How is the 888 portal supporting? Wow, look at that, you guys. I'm seeing 444 on the clock, okay? And this happened in yesterday's reading too. It's crazy. All right. Hi, buddy. All right. How is this year's portal supporting you? Oh my God, look at that. Again, are you seeing this? The same imagery. Yeah, so it's like end of oppression. You need to cut through certain, and with the wands is giving me, this is like, it has a lot to do with passion, the energy, the feeling that really, really makes everything heavy around you if it does not find a healthy channel, and if it stays in your field, in your energy field. It's kind of like, how do I explain this? Yeah, it's kind of like the firepower. If you do not find a healthy channel for it, if you don't know what to do with it, and this is also connected to your creativity, your creative impulses and all of that. And if you only know one way to, you know channelize this energy, which is, let's just say, through sex, because we do have eros right next to shapeshifter. So again, I'm telling you, I have difficult messages today, and somebody needs to hear this, because you you could be doing everything on point as you are guided to and whatever, but if you're just missing out on something which is very, very crucial, substantial to the entire process of your spirituality, of your ascension journey, your personal ascension and all of that, then the counterproductivity is just so big that you cannot dismiss it anymore, and someone needs to tell you that. I try not to, give out these messages in collective readings, because it's definitely not for everyone. But I feel like many of us, yes, we keep, even like when we are like abstaining and we are just finding healthy channels for this creative energy within us, and this creative power within us. Even then, what happens is, if we do not do the clearing, that is why selenite energy came in. If we do not purify, if we do not set out intentions, clear intentions, where we disconnect from certain energies and all of that, and especially in our emotional body, because like that's what we're talking about today, then what happens is it tends to stay, and this is what creates chaos. This is all that chaos energy. And this is when, because the universe will give you time to sort through it, to you know follow your own process in due time and all of that. But when it does not happen, that's when the chaos light codes come in, and this is that energy which turns into chaos, or the firepower. This is that energy of overload also. It's the overload that causes, because you're not transmuting it. Okay, and there's already enough in your field from the past. So everything kind of like in, it just mingles. It creates some sort of like a hodgepodge. Okay, and half of it is not even your truth, your emotions. It's the things that you've picked up on, and we do not pay too much attention to all this, right? And then sometimes we just wonder, why is something not getting better? Why am I not feeling better? Or why is this person still, in my field? Yeah, because you're carrying their energy in your field, and you both, and if one is carrying, then you both are feeding that energy psychically. It's a very psychic center. It's not a coincidence that I put a amethyst there, and it's good that I did that. And by the way, it's a triangle, you see. So yes, we are transmuting this. There is this energy that you need to transmute this, and violet, right? Amethyst. You have the violet flame, and you did get the flame card here. So yeah, many of you, this is where you need to do clearing. You really need to clear, and it is happening. It has to happen, because this is very crucial for the ascension process. It is. I mean, you cannot you first have to take care of your physical body. The transformation needs to happen here in the vessel. You are not disconnected entirely. It's the nature of this reality does not allow that. So just like flying up, floating up in the ethers is not the solution. I'm sorry, it's really not. That is why I focus so much on grounding. And those of you who are in counterpart connections, or if that's what you think you are in, ask yourself, the truth. You need to introspect. You need to sit with yourself. Most likely, if you are in a counterpart connection, you're not here watching this. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, let's see. What are you leaving behind, the hunter? And when you're not grounded, that is when you become this open source in a way. And you pick up on so many unnecessary energy, which is not even yours. The fool. This is what you're leaving behind. And we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm picking up on this indigo energy, where you guys are a bit of like I don't know, adventure seekers, risk takers, rebel, sometimes without a cause, all of that. And I'm picking up on this living fast kind of life, yeah, which we all have been there, yeah. But through trial and error, there comes a point when you understand what's what, okay? When energy starts making sense, the exchanges start making sense, and all of that. And something of that nature is happening here, where you are totally understanding why sometimes you feel the way you feel, okay? You guys have been saved from so much. Like, you have overcome things which would have taken others down easily. And I'm picking up on some really nasty energy here, where someone was almost like, yeah, they were like preying on you in a way. Especially, I believe, in the name of love. And maybe this made you feel stupid a little bit, foolish. Yeah, you felt a little foolish. And this is what you're leaving behind. This messed with your self-esteem at some point. Knocked your confidence for a while. It made you not believe in love and all of that stuff, this is what you're leaving behind. Because you are, and I'm seeing the same energy. Look at that black and then yellow here on top. Yeah, same imagery. You're leaving behind the darkness, this smog, you know, again, projections. And there needs to be a disconnect. You need to like consciously disconnect from certain energies. What it is that you are taking forward with the flame. Fire is never going to be burned out because of all of this, it's just like it's temporary. The hangman came out in reverse. Yeah, so see that I'm picking up on heavy blockage energy, stagnancy and chaos, a lot of chaos. And it it rocked you emotionally. It really, really rocked you emotionally. Okay. And for a while you were in a very dark place. That's what I'm getting here. Also, it's like understand the energy of emotional detachment and rigidity. Do not mistake one for the other, okay? Don't let your don't let that flame in your heart go off because of the things you've been through. And that's exactly what you're taking forward. You are looking at everything that you've been through in a very different way. So this is you obviously getting access to a new perspective in your situation. And I get this temple energy, and again a triangle here, triangle here. you know yeah, and hangman in reverse, though I don't take reversals, but yeah, I feel guided to read it in that sense. And also even upright, it's this energy of a pause, a very needed pause, a very healthy pause, which allowed you to get centered in your emotional body. It allowed you to actually, and this is me talking to the ones who have been on their own, okay, abstaining from all kinds of intimacy. And if you're on the ascension path, it's a must. And if anyone is telling you otherwise, yeah. Because, when you are intimate with others like that, and I'm not talking about indigo ones, I'm not talking about them, okay? They have a whole different purpose and they are biologically so different that their rules are very different. But others of us, especially, yes, indigo 3, you guys, the rules are like that of it's pretty similar to the earth seat rule for a reason, because you're more embodied, I would say. So if you want to become lighter, what do? You have to make conscious choices. 4, 5, 6 on the clock. That's progression. So you're progressing. So let's see, how is this portal changing you? Again, the cave. Also, I feel like many of you, this could be connected to what you thought was a divine counterpart connection, a journey that you were on. It really rocked your world, most likely catalyzed you too. And maybe now you're looking at very differently, especially if you are indigo 2 and 3. Okay, let's see. How is this portal changing you? So once, yeah, this could be about that divine counterpart journey. And I think many of you are figuring out that you're figuring out the true nature of the divine energy, the divine love. And unconditional love is not an option per se, it is a must. And in order to live that, you have to become very intimate with the unconditional love of all. So again, you're learning so much about yourself through everything that you've been through. And your word views are changing, your needs are changing, your desires are changing, your opinions are changing, you're always evolving, you're always changing. Nothing is beyond change, no matter how rigid. So if you have fixed placements, yeah, you need to show yourself more grace and allow yourself the time that you need in order to end this oppression in your emotional body. Okay, liberate yourself, because that is what is here. The flame is on your side. The flame burns bright for you. Your flame is eternal. All right, let's look at the shapeshifter energy. This is going to tell us what is being activated for you. The word Knight of Swords, Four of Pentacles, heavy Capricorn energy. So it almost feels like knowing what to do with your emotion here in the 3D itself. Finally getting to that point where you know how to move. And it's beyond just like, you know, learning. End of trials. That's what I'm hearing. Please, one card, please. Spirit, one card. Clarify that. Again, the flame burns bright. Look at that. It's here again for Pentacles. Yeah, the Hermit. This is what is being activated for you. Heavy introspection energy. I'm not gonna lie. Like the depth of your emotions run deep. Okay, it's like your emotions run really, really deep. Okay, and you need that energy matched, especially when it comes to counterparts. Like you truly, truly deserve to be with somebody who is at your level, and I believe you are figuring that out. That how the illusions of this life, which is very active, especially in youth and all that, yeah, you are kind of like understanding that energy very much. And you have changed so much, but just know that there is so much that is about to change for you. It's a journey, you're embracing it, especially with Eros. It's like you're embracing it, you're moving through this portal with grace, and so much grace with Eros. You're understanding the true energy, the very depth of also erotic connections, and the intimacy that I've been talking about. And I do have, I know I'm not very clear in this reading, but I know you get the drift. So yeah, bear with me. And the hermit being activated for you with the shapeshifters, like you're understanding how relationship is weaponized in this realm, especially how emotions are used to manipulate and to control and all that. It's also a single card. So many of you, maybe you are already on this single path, and maybe this is the path that is activating for others of you. All right, so again, this is soul searching. This is this energy of also disengaging from the maya, the illusion. Okay, this is you walking according, like you following your inner guidance, receiving wisdom from above. You're becoming an expert in a particular area. That is also coming in, where this is where I feel like you're channeling all this beautiful energy. You're paying attention to what truly adds value to your life. You're gaining knowledge, so much of it, so much of it. In a way, you are, this this innocence that we have that often turns into, I don't know, this, you're leaving behind your naive self, yeah, something of that nature. You're growing up, you're understanding the real game here. And you're taking off those rose tinted glasses, especially when it comes to your emotions. You'll never ever allow anybody to control you through that. Let's see, so how are you moving through this portal? Oh my god, I cannot make this up. Look at that. Chaotic reverse, the lovers, and also the magician, the emperor. I'm telling you, some of you, you're just totally clocking the fake counterpart journeys, and the purpose it serves. And I'm not gonna call it, I shouldn't call it fake, but some of them are, and how certain segments of spirituality kind of promote that kind of uh, energy, and it serves a purpose for a while, it does, but there are many who are not able to break out of that phase, and they make it their entire personality and their entire life. Yeah, I'm talking about twin flame counterpart connections, where there's a lot of pain, and it's often self-induced suffering, which is which gives you the sense that you are chosen, that you're special, and this pain is what is going to, like, absolve you at some point. But it is an illusion. It is an illusion, because you're not taking in equation your free will. You're not taking an equation as to why do you need to do that if you are so special. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. But let's keep it moving. But basically, the twin flame phase is, and I'm not saying that twin flames don't exist, they do. And I'm not going to tell you, like, let's not talk about that so much. But the ones where especially because the shapeshifter is the devil in this card, it's like when you get obsessed, when you get taken in, when you fully give into your temptation, and you try to make sense of all of that through, I don't know, by giving it some sort of like a higher meaning in order to hold on to your obsessions, addictions, and all of that. It is an addiction of a sort, because, yeah, it's kind of like a very big, very, very big tool of control. And what is scary about it, because twin flames actually exist, and this is coming in for some reason. Recently, I actually found some new info which truly, truly helps me understand the real twin flame connection dynamic and all of that. And there are certain ways to actually check it, okay? But of course, that's just like my understanding of what I have found. And numbers never lie. I truly believe in that. Numbers can, like, really give you a clear picture of certain things. And of course, my research is based on Egyptian concepts. So yeah, I did find something which, it could be helpful, like, provided I decide to make it public. But it's something which will obviously receive a lot of backlash, because there are like really crazy people out there in the twin flame community. Yeah, and it's not a judgment, it's an observation. Anyway, let's see the dead end. Now, this is a message. The emperor keeps showing himself. Judgment. Yeah, this is a message from the Orion and Syrian guides. Judgment. And this is a very supportive message indeed, because it talks about your rebirth. It talks about what's new, because what comes after the word, oh sorry, after the judgment, the word, right? And you already have the fool here. There is a message of actually closing a cycle here, like closing it like you mean it. And judgment is also a card of awakening, focus on the ascension process, your personal renewal, your personal power. It's also a card of tolerance, to be honest. So tolerating what you did not understand. Again, judgment is actually a card of non-judgment, and I think that is why I said not judging. It's just like I don't even remember what I said. Anyway, but yes, the supportive message is to follow your calling, because this calling, this inner fire, it is in alignment with this change in your personal consciousness. It's a renewal. This is absolution. This is release, liberation, followed by the word. I think I did see the word at some point. I think I did, yeah. And there is enough self-realization at play for you that it's very good to stick to certain decisions that you've already made, and rising above what you have known so far. Like, judgment is all about transcendence. So rising above all of that. Any final advice? Yeah, look at that. Rising above the fears, the false beliefs that are there, so that they kind of serve as a test, where you kind of have to recognize the trap, especially the spiritual trap, and rise above that. It's never easy. It's, again, it's a very personal journey, and you make mistakes, but what matters is you understand and you do the needful when the time is right, and you do not rigidly remain fixated and hold on to what is really not serving you. And we often do that from a place of emotions and emotional attachment, and that fiery passion and that obsession often leads to counterintuitive behavior on human front. So it's that sort of energy that you need to be mindful of. I think that is what is happening here. So any final message? Again, 5. As above, so below. Emotions do run deep, don't they? So it's time to focus on new knowledge, new opportunities, with the 6 of Cups here. It actually looks like an old tree, doesn't it? Like a withered tree, an autumn tree, more like the roots, like that. And a new one sprouting. New friendships. Focus on that. With the 6 of Cups, yes, is this energy of soulmate. It's this energy of soul family even. And also sometimes nostalgia, yeah. But that's not what I'm getting here, especially the way it fell here, on the Fool. It's like it's all about new, and it has this energy of new opportunities, new connections, new relationships, which are again in alignment with who you really are, and not rooted in your old paradigm, because that is what it leads to: oppression, where you get pulled into unnecessary responsibilities to, like, which only burden you. It's like this is the energy of when your power is used very unwisely. But it is the kind of energy. This card is all about what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but you have to be mindful of at the cost of what. And whatever is that cost, is it worth it? Especially if your physical body takes a hit in the whole process of this overburdening yourself. Is it really worth it if your emotional body is not able to cope, if your mental health is suffering, which is in turn going to affect your physical body, right? So yeah, big emphasis on that when you feel you really really need to work on this chakra, for sure. regardless of your gender. And my feminines, I already told you what to focus on. Now, uh, I'm being guided to pull a card from the Osset deck, the Isis Oracle. One card for my lovely collective. One final card. I know this is a longer reading, but I hope this is helpful. And yeah, the messages make a lot of sense. A message from Isis, please. Goddess Mother, Osset. What does my collective need to know? Goddess of 10,000 names. Okay. And look, the underlying energy is that of life restored. Huh. Okay, so I'm going to read out from the book. It's a beautiful book with a lot of helpful messages. And I think this is going to help many of you. So, yeah. The messages, just like the Lady Isis, you are multidimensional being. It is most helpful at this phase in your path that you learn not to attach to roles or identities that may have once held great importance for you or others relating to you. Oh my God. I mean, that is the gist of your reading. It does not mean that you must cease to relate to that name or role, more that you're realizing it is only a part of you and there is even more of you wishing to express itself now. The roles you are needing to move beyond might be mother, executive, healer, good person, strong person, always in control, daughter, teacher, or guru, grandmother, and so on. Regardless of these roles, this is about expanding beyond all of that. There's nothing wrong with these roles, and you may still express part of your vast self through such roles, but you are at a significant point in your inner development where you are learning that these are not who you are, but simply expressions of the eternal, endless self, uncontainable by any human descriptions. It can be tricky to avoid getting stuck in roles that others prescribe for you or expect of you, and yet your self definition will become wider and your experience of yourself will be more real and fulfilling if you are open to discovering more of you beyond the person you have considered yourself to be up until now. For this to happen, you must be willing to allow the many and varied faces of your being, your 10,000 names, to begin to emerge in your awareness, to realize that you are more than you currently imagine yourselves to be. This opens up tremendous freedom of choice and possibility in life. This can be both exhilarating and terrifying. Trust that the self is, in essence, divine love and there is great joy in its unfoldment, even if these are challenges to let go of the fears that have held us trapped in certain roles and identities at times. The call to let go of old identity is very strong. It is, especially in your emotional body, what you're attached to. Rethink. Any fear or struggle that you go through to allow this to happen, beloved, will be spiritually repaid to you, multiplied so in so many ways. There is nothing to lose except old limitations and so much wonder and joy to be gained. This oracle also indicates that there is a spiritual name waiting for you on the inner planes. The name may come from various spiritual traditions as a name of a deity or sacred mantra, or it could be an actual name that you can sound out and use in meditation or sacred temple activities with spiritual groups. The name may also simply be a note, an inner awareness of a sound, and it can be sourced by going into your heart, almost felt more than heard or spoken. This spiritual name is coming to you to help you deepen your connection with yourself. Like any other identity, it is just a representation for a time. You do not need to pack up your old life in search of an entirely new one unless your heart deeply guides you with peace and neutrality that this is what is needed for your spiritual growth. If you feel constrained by a role, name, or identity, and if you're wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. Okay, that's all I see. I hope this helps. If this resonates, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.